Someone make it make sense.
Probably a couple.
All right, guys, we are here with the fan and it's moving. Perfect timing. Okay, you know what that means. We can be expecting something shortly. Oh my God, you guys, y'all, people. So what's going to happen? I mean, verdict or no verdict? I mean, something's going to happen. We'll know more in just a second, any minute now. So while we await this, we're going to find out. This is the last thing that happened, Candace. I think you were here, was when it was before lunch. She told them to go back and try harder. And this is going to be the next thing, because we know they had to meet up at the end of the day. So we don't know yet what will happen. Could be a verdict. Could be we're still hung. Could be a mistrial. Could be come back on Monday. A lot of options here. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it, right? It's insane. Oh my God, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I will also say that, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. For anyone who missed it, I did do a live stream this morning. It was the reschedule from last night, the Kuberger hearing, where we go over, they have a trial date. So we go over the hearing. It's a short hearing, short video. But we do the hearing and then we go over the court document that was filed just after the hearing with the scheduling. So there is that. And then tomorrow, we have the next recap from week 7, blast from the past. So, okay, more movement any second here. We should know something. Oh my God. I was going to put on the music, but I don't want to miss anything. So we are live, just to show you guys, we are live. Yep. What's interesting is they didn't come back before 3:30, right? 3:30 is like the end of day meetup time that they've been doing. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they've come to another decision one way or the other. But if they haven't, it means that her asking them to go back after lunch and try again is working, right? And that in that case, deliberations would continue on Monday. If they've been successfully continuing deliberations after their lunch. However, it would be great if we had a verdict, wouldn't it? Verdict. I will say also that Judge Bev could maybe have mitigated this potentiality by doing the jury instructions before closing arguments. And then by maybe giving each side an hour and a half for closing instead of an hour. Because in that case, like we see in other trials, part of their closing arguments, the attorneys can go over the verdict form and talk about all this shit, right? Like they were not given. It's so helpful when you can walk the jurors through the verdict form and explain it to them in ways that make sense for each side versus just the judge just reading it, right? Where it's just a lot of words and it's not actually weaving in the facts of the case. Whereas in closing arguments, if they go through the verdict form, they can use it, they can look at it, and then they can say, here's, specifically what the question is here as it applies to this case. And so we know there were issues with the verdict form from yesterday. Was that yesterday? And that got fixed. But still, even with that being the case, even with that being fixed, the charge 2 is really complicated looking still, right? And they were never given examples in terms of, in this case, what would those things mean? And that is something that could have been helpful. I still have to wonder if there's jurors, if there's any holdouts in terms of people that are not sure, whatever. Obviously, there's something, right? I have to wonder if some of them are still confused that the defense needed to prove their theory of the case, because that's so much of what closing arguments was about. Like, the burden was kind of mentioned, but it didn't focus on that like it could have and should have, probably, right? Again, I could easily see jurors asking themselves, well, why would they have said? Because if you go with like the defense's theory, right, the full-on theory, it sounds premeditated, right? Like with the luring, and the luring is fishy. The luring is suspicious with Jen and with Brian Higgins. But then the next question is, well, why would they be doing that, right? Like, and the whole thing would be planned, and it would be a plan that involves a lot of people. And if you start asking those questions and then you forget that none of that actually fucking matters, if you think that that's what they needed to prove, then I could see that being confusing. But who knows, man? I mean, I still think that the best bet would have been, the way Jackson started with his opening of his closing, right, was so strong. But I think after he got past that really great opening, he could have just from there gone to all the reasonable doubt and all the issues with the Commonwealth's case. And he could have done that, and he still could have used the premise of, I see the truth and I will not look away. That still would be applicable here. Even if you don't believe in a cover-up, even if you don't believe in a conspiracy, even if you don't think there was any framing, even if you just think she wasn't hit by a car, that is applicable because the Commonwealth is lying to you by telling you she was, right? So I don't know. I think a lot of his themes, and I was thinking of this during closing, but I didn't want to keep pausing it, but I think a lot of the themes, he could have still used those themes, but he could have applied them he could have applied them to the Commonwealth's case more and to their theory of the case less. And that could have been helpful. But I saw the camera move again, I swear. I mean, we know they have to meet up to say bid adieu for the day, the weekend, or whatever, or it's a verdict, right? I feel also like we just know so much less about what's going on than we do in other trials. I mean, not that I have Twitter or any of those things, but I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like it's just radio silence until the camera moves. It's kind of wild. So we are just waiting for, okay, the camera's moving. We're just waiting for them to come in. We know 3:30 is when they reconvene. We're just waiting for the next update here, what it's going to be. I mean, even if they're just sending everybody home to come back on Monday, they are going to come in and say it. So, we've been waiting all day, and I'm not going to give up now because we will learn. We will know more. We will know more, right? Either it's a verdict, either they come back and they say we are still hung, and she gives them the Allen charge, in which case then they would just, or sorry, not the Allen charge, the Tuey-Rodriguez charge, in which case that means come start again Monday. Or they don't say how they're doing and they just, get dismissed, and then that's coming back on Monday. So it's like, I think at this juncture, well, yeah, the thing is because she didn't, if they'd come back earlier after lunch and still said they were hung and she gave the charge, like I said this earlier today, I think that would have been different. But because they didn't come back again, she hasn't given that actually official Tuey-Rodriguez instruction yet. That I think is going to be the deciding factor. I think it's like once she gives that, if they come back after that, then that's it. So it wouldn't make sense to give that and then not let them come back on Monday to deliberate, right? Unless for some reason they say they want to stay late today. I guess that's also possible, right? She said they had that option. Maybe they decide they want to stay late today. I fucking forgot about that part. They could totally do that, couldn't they? That would be wild. Or will there be a verdict? Because sometimes that one little encouragement is all it takes. Verdicts are way more frequent than, hung juries or mistrials. I mean, by a long shot. So songs about waiting. I'm sure there's so many, but I can't even think. I can't think about anything except the fan right now, so I can't even remember. But this is insane. We are here waiting with the fan. I mean, I could have waited to start the stream until they were actually in there, but they're supposed to convene at 3:30. It's interesting because usually they've been doing it like right on time pretty much, right? And she did say something about 3:30 earlier. So they're delayed to, I mean, not a lot, but usually it's like they're 3 or 4 minutes behind. So I don't know. I don't know if that means anything. Probably not. I'm just freaking out. We need a not guilty verdict. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. Oh my God. Oh my God.
You are unmuted.
Deep breaths, everybody. Speaking to myself as well. What's going to happen? Does she have another note? Another movie.
All right. So I sent the note in at 3:30 like I've done each day, asking if they want to go home or continue. They indicated that they want to continue until 4:15.
Oh my God. They're going to get a verdict.
We will continue until 4:15.
You guys.
Madam Court
That
Reporter.
means to me, they're going to get a verdict. Holy shit.
All right.
They're
So I'll see you at 4:15.
Oh my God. That's what that means to me. That is what that means to me. Verdict. Holy shit.
You are
I'm gonna
muted.
lose my mind. They're gonna get that's a verdict. Okay. Wow. That is what that means to me. Because they did not, it's the first time they've gone home every day. Listen, they have gone home at 3:30 every day. They've left early. This is the first time they've chosen to stay later. And they did not say in their response to her note, they didn't say anything about we can't come to a decision. We're still done. That means it's a verdict. It's a verdict. Okay. Holy shit. Okay. I'm going to end this stream so I can set up. I had already moved it to Monday. That's what I was thinking. I'm going to end this and set that one up and put a notification in the Discord. Oh my God. We'll come back probably a little bit early. Okay. All right. See you guys in just this will be my 4th stream today. All right. Holy shit. Okay. I'll see you guys in just a few minutes. I think it's going to be a verdict. I'm not going to roll the intro because I don't care. We'll wait for the verdict, hopefully. All right. See y'all in 20 minutes or so.